guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own server on Multicraft. So let's begin. You can see the multiplayer button. Next to that there's the my server button. Click on that. Now you'll meet this page. Click on the create new server button. Then you'll see 3 game modes. The mine test game mode, kawaii game mode, and the multicraft, like the original, the OG, the regular game mode. I'm gonna choose the regular game mode. Now you'll meet this page. Put an admin name. I'm going to put my user. You can put anything you want, any name. Can't just do underscores and full stops. You have to put a name, a group of letters, numbers, whatever. And for the password, you have to add a letter to it. You have to add a letter to the password. The password must contain at least 1 letter. Now you have the default, like the map generator, default value, super flat, and flat. Default is default values. I don't really know much. Flat is, it is flat, but you'll still have trees and stuff. Super flat is no trees, no nothing. I'm going to choose the default version. Now create server. Now you see the red heart. Below that there's your server name, and below that there's the creative mode button. You can turn on creative if you want to. Then next to that there's the next to the red heart there's a yellow half green person button icon. Click on that and put your new name and current password if you want to change your admin name, and click on the green change button to make the change, but for now you don't need to change your admin name. Now below that there's the lock button that is used to change your password. Put your admin name, password, like the new password, and confirm your new password and put change. Click on change. Now we're gonna turn on our server with the red turn on button. Now you're gonna wait for the server to load, and now you're gonna hit play, and play is below the get premium button. Now wait for the server to load, and once the server loads you're going to spawn in a completely random spot. And you're gonna have to set spawn point, and yeah, and you'll spawn with no privileges at all, like nothing. You spawn in a random place and no privileges. How to grant yourself privileges? You see the 3 lines below the 3 lines button below the chat box button. Click on that. Now go to the crown button, click on advanced mode, and you're going to grant yourself every privilege. Now not club, set time, etc. Now I've got fly, creative, etc. Now we're going to find a place to set spawn point. There's 2 ways you can set spawn points. So yeah, let me just find a place to set spawn point. I'm going to put it spawn point here. I'm going to use the new glass, the new updated glass. I'm just gonna make the spawn point here. Oh, my screen is filled with the messages. Okay, now that looks good. I like the glass patterns. Now you're going to wonder the first way to set spawn point. Go into your inventory, see the city building picture, the white building pictures. Click on that and click on set spawn point and click on yes. See if the spawn point is set. No, for me some reason it hasn't been working for a while. So the second way to set spawn point is go to your inventory, click on the settings button, Now, there's below everything, like next to the message when join button, there's a static spawn point button. Click on that and click on current position, and because I want to paste it here and save, and now you have spawn. Either way, when you do one of those, it will work. Either way, moving on to the mod section, not the mod section. Now moving on to like how to make it public and stuff. Go to inventory, click on the settings button. Now, you're going to change your server mode from private to public. For that, public, save, next. After enabling the settings, you have to click yes either way. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph. Yes. Now you're going to set a server name and a server description. But then if your server is not older than a day, your server needs to be older than a day for this to work. Either way, my server is not older than a day, so it won't work. Then there are the options like adult server. Wait, let me just clear the weather because it's kind of annoying. Yes. Now, since it's much clearer, go to your inventory, click on the settings button, and now the adult server mode, you can turn it on, but why would you? Server name, server description, you have to click, you have to name your server and you have to put a server description. Now, there's also new things called the news and rules and stuff. News, you can put whatever you want, and news that, yeah. Then the rules, you can set your type your server rules on here, and players will see it once they join. Server language, you can put automatic, which is basically anything the person has set their language to. International server, turn on or off. But the thing is, your server should be global server, and for global server to be existing, for a global server to exist, you must be in premium, which I am not, so I will not turn that on. Then there's the server Discord channel, and I don't got that. Discord, I don't got Discord. Then message when join. This message is what your players will receive once they join your server. Set that. Then maximum players online is 20 for public servers. Now, show invite code, turn on, allow PvP. Basically what this does is it will allow PvP in PvP, like where areas where PvP is turned on. Enable PvP everywhere, makes your whole server a war zone basically. There's the PvP cooldown button. You can change that if you want, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. Prevent new players from joining. I'm turning that off, but because why would you? Disable chat for players. What this does is it disables chat for players, so players can't talk. Only the staff and admin can talk, which makes the server less fun, so leave that at turned off. Profanity filter, I recommend turning it off because you don't want people to be swearing in your server. Either way, flooding chat is prohibited. What this does is stop people from spamming a lot. Then prohibit caps in chat. Caps is basically capital letters. I'm going to turn that off. Either way, ban for profanity. I will ban for profanity because I don't like people cursing that much, okay? Then profanity in PM. PM is private messages. I'm going to turn it on, leave it turned on because I don't want people to yell at each other in private messages, not even in private messages. Now, server announcements. What this does is, like, every few minutes, it will display that message you put, like, I put as the message. Server will announce that every 1 minute. So, yeah. Then maximum players per IP. You can change that to maximum is 10, default is 5. I'm going to leave it at 5. What this does is basically that IP address, only a minimum, only 5 players. I set it as 5, so only 5 players or like 5 accounts from that IP address can be made. Now maximum player visibility distance you can put at 0, or you can change it. Either way, I'm not going to change that. Enable /game mode command. This is for admins to make themselves in survival or creative, or change other players' game modes. I'm going to leave that on. Default privileges and allow players to wake up the server. This is only for premium mode, I'm sure, yeah. Default privileges, this is interact, shout. You can change that to fly and fast and stuff. I will give them fly and fast, but that's your choice if you want to give them any privileges at all. Real fire is basically like, if you turn this on, fire will spread, there will be forest fires, etc. if someone takes a flint and steals and burns a few leaves. Delay teleportation, I'm going to turn that off. What this does is basically delay teleportation. I turned it off so there will not be any delay in your teleportation, but if you turn it on, there will be delay in your teleportation by 3 seconds. It's kind of annoying, so I will leave that alone. Then maximum number of areas. This is basically how many areas you can protect in a server. In this server, I'm going to leave it at 30 because I want to. Maximum size of area, I'm going to leave it at that. It's basically how large the area can be, the protected area. The home guide settings is basically allow players to set homes in unprotected places. It's basically just leave it at that because I don't want to change it. You can change it if you want to. Then there's like the new configure hidden items and configure crafting recipes, which basically is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of new stuff they added to the game. I'm just going to leave those two, like the new stuff there. Time speed is how much time you want it to be day and how much time you want it to be night. I'm gonna put day at 300 because 200 because I like day better than night because you can see better, but honestly, not always being day is very it's not very fun. Default size, the maximum size is 999. I'm going to change it at 999. Disable liquid spillage. What this does is, if you turn it off, water cannot be spilled, but if you turn on, water can be spilled. Also lava, water, lava, etc. The things that are liquid. Weather effects turned on. turn it off. Explosive TNT, if you turn that on, people can explode stuff with TNT. I'm going to leave it as it is. Spawn mobs and spawn monster mobs, I'm going to leave it on. Either way, you can change it, you can turn it off if you want to, it's your choice. Modern stats bar, I'm going to turn it on. And immortal potion, you can either turn the immortal potion off or on. What if you turn it off, what it does is players cannot use the immortal potion. And there's the save inventory on death, so even if your players die, their inventory will be saved. Now what you're going to do is click the apply changes button on the top, apply changes, and what this does is it shuts down your server to apply these changes and it will reconnect. So let's just wait for it to load. Now, see, I showed you the rules and news button. Basically, this is what it shows every time when a server and the server announcement. See that before, like my owner IX Ashnova has joined button, like there's the server announcement. That's the announcement. And now the mods you can download. See the semi half earth button with 1 block and 3 coins, click on that. There are multiple mods you can download, like this. Lot of mods, lots and lots. It's like, I don't know how many pages there's a lot of pages, but there are also mods that you can only get if you have premium mode, like Dragonix admin, which is basically allows you to have pet dragons. I don't have that, so my server won't be having pet dragons or dragon tools at that point. Now there's the Mexicans War, the Terraform, etc. There are lots, as I said. Teleport request, and after the teleport request from Drakenlord, everything else is premium mode. Everything premium. So what you're gonna do, like, see the down part, click on apply changes, and it will again shut your server down, reopen it, reconnect, and you'll spawn in the point where you left. So let's just wait for it to load. And now we're back in the server, and you can see if the server, if it is downloaded. See, like, there are the multiple mods. There are a lot of mods we downloaded, like school furniture, there's school chair, etc. And that's basically how to make your own server in Multicraft. So thanks for watching the video, and see you in the next one.